Okay, thank you so much for coming, everybody. This is the presentation by Fibre Art Studio for Knit City in July 2021. And as you may or may not know, we are Fibre Art Studio on Granville Island and in Vancouver. I believe a lot of you are from either Vancouver area or BC, but just in case you're watching from more distance, Granville Island is, I think, one of the most popular tourist destinations in Vancouver. I think we are the second, next to, what's the top one? Oh, Stanley Park. I think Stanley Park was the number one and Granville Island is the second one. And we are a community of artists, artisans, and also we have fabulous public market where you can get pretty much any ingredient from all over the world. So local people often come to Granville Island to pick up all those gourmet ingredients for their meals. But being as a tourist destination, the Granville Island has been really, really quiet since last year, February. It's actually started in February. So because of that, we thought we'll share what we have in the studio at the moment so that everybody can watch from wherever you are. Quite often, a lot of things we make don't make it to online, or actually like most of them don't go online because our finished work is just one of a kind work most of the time. We may have a kind of a twins sometimes, if you know what I mean. But you know, they're here and we call adopted by our lovely customers from all over the world. So, but you get to see them in this show. So we're doing the virtual studio tour. Let me go to pick up you. Okay, so I have this iPhone with me, so I walk around. So this is the entrance of our studio, and we only have one door to come in. So when you come in, this is what you see at first. This is kind of collage of our work. And our studio was established by Barbara Heller, who is the tapestry artist. As you may see, there's fabulous tapestries on the wall. Okay, so I just want to quickly show you around the studio first, and then I come back to this finished work. And I try not to walk too fast because I don't make you dizzy. Okay, so this is what you see when you come in. And along the front window, we have this yarn shelf on the floor and also a finished work. Okay, so these are the Penny's hand-woven shawls and blanket. And usually the black crate and computer is not there. It's just for the show. So this is our shop area. And then from there on, you see probably staff only. Somehow people don't see this sign, it's just like dirt into this small opening and ended up in the back area. But from here, this is our studio area. And I got to show you, these are our guardians. All the sheep figures we collected collectively over the years. Okay, often people ask us, like, do you sell them? And like, no, they're our guardians. They're not going anywhere. But we have two more. And then if you go to the left, Here is Barbara Hiller's loom. Looks like she's weaving another bomb tapestry. If you're interested why she weaves bones and dead bird, you have to have a conversation with her. Okay, so I think that's the image she's based on, and it's in progress. And here's another one of her tapestry. And this window is known as nose print window because people like watching Barbara weaving inside, so they tend to leave their nose marks there. Okay, so that's Barbara's area, and as you may see, I love this huge basket she has. I think she got it from Chinatown. And often she organizes yarn in a basket like this. And when she starts weaving a big tapestry, she usually put all the yarn in here and arrange by colors. Can you see how big it is? It's probably about a meter diameter, I think. And these are all her yarn for her tapestries. Let me pick this up. I got to say, she has lots of yarn, but they're really well organized. Like so. And this is her back area. There are more tapestries by Barbara. And this is the back side of the shop. And the garments on this rack, these are all the samples for our yarn. This is kind of a Penny's staging area mostly. She usually hangs her work in progress yarn on this rack. And this is Penny's loom. She just finished weaving these two beautiful scarves. They came from same warp. Look at this. I love it. So her loom is empty right now because she just finished them. And when the loom is empty, we call it loom is naked. We have to do something about it. I'm sure something will happen very soon, unlike mine. And this is my loom. And I just cut off one Shawls and tied on the same warp again. So I show you what I just finished later on. So that's my loom and Penny's loom along the end of the back wall. So here is our view looking towards the shop area. And I don't know if you can see, we have this plexiglass shield all across our counter. Penny calls this our little aquarium. And it does feel like we are in an aquarium behind this acrylic shield. And here's our work table. I clean up for today, but usually when I'm here, this table is filled with yarn, all kinds of yarn in all kinds of stage. And here is Barbara's, what's the word? Spinning wheel. And it's a bulky spinner and it's very well used. Now let me see the office. But this one's actually new. She actually spins so much, and usually this yarn she's spinning cut into this office, and I think she replaced this head for a few times now. It's old spinner, but works so very well. And this is kind of Barbara's staging area where she hangs up some hand-dyed yarns. Most of them are going to her own tapestry later on. And she also spins some yarn for sale as well. And here's our shelf, all the random stuff, and yarn, and yarn, and yarn. And I have a dye pot going on today. Maybe I should turn it off. So here's our sink. And this is my dye pot. So I have a dye pot going on for today. And I'm planning to finish all of those today. They still have to go through one more dye bath. And we have this big sink. Right next to it. It's old sink, so I know it's not particularly clean, but it works. And then we have this drying area where we actually started hanging really wet yarn on this clip. Is that the word? Anyways, so that let the water drip into the sink as much as we can, and then they usually move on to this drying rack. And of course, all the mess, because drying yarn is a mess often. So that's the back area. And here's our kind of a cup rack, miscellaneous things. Is there anything else you want to see in the back? This is my kind of staging area. It's kind of empty now, but this is where I organize my yarn. So there are 5 of us sharing the place. And we work here, and we also work at home as well. Everything we sell in the studio is made by ourselves. So one more view of our back side of the studio. Okay, so since I show you, oh, this is kind of interesting. Let me show you who is in the studio. Okay. So there are 5 of us sharing this place, as I said. Just let me put my iPhone. As I said, Barbara at this studio 41 years ago. She's a well-known tapestry artist. She in the audience. Okay, let me check. I don't think she is. Okay, let me talk about her then. She's a very well-known artist. She was president of American Tapestry Artists for 2 years in a row in the past, and it's called ATA, and she won the ATA top annual prize 3 years in a row, which nobody ever done that before. And I check if she's here or not, because she's a really shy person, and she kind of starts chuckling when I say that. And there's Elena Glatskova on the right top. She's a felting artist, and I show you her work in a minute. This is gorgeous. Then there's 3 of us here today, Penny, Rose, and myself, Yoriko. Quite often when you see us at the fiber shows, knitting shows like Knit City or Fibers West, like local shows, we are sharing a booth together. So you usually see us as Fibre Art Studio. So those are 5 of us. Is there any questions so far? Thank you. Our ships are so cute. Everybody wants them, but no, we're not letting them go. Okay, so let's go back to my phone. Interesting in your work. Oh, Barbara's here. Hi, Barbara. Just let me know in the chat, and Rose and Penny will respond to you somehow. We didn't think about that before, but anyways, let's move back to the entrance. So here's a rack of things. Oops, sorry, I'm just checking the time. Okay, here's a kind of a collection of things we do. Many of them are roses, and some of them are done by Barbara. I see one piece by Helen or Elena, and I have my own hat as well. Okay, let's start with this rose. Tell me about what this is and the story about this one. And I have to show you this.
Yes, those are stray dogs. What it is I take yarn that I have left over from projects, and I knit in a garter stitch pattern a scarf, and I just tie the yarns together because they represent the knots that happen with dogs that are strays. I sell these scarves, and the money that I get from them go directly to the Humane Society. So there's stray dog scarves and stray cat towels, all made with leftover yarn. All the money goes to the Humane Society.
That's so cute. Great idea. Sometimes you have kids too, but we sold them all.
Yeah,
like I know they sell them like as soon as they come in. That's why we cannot put them online. I don't know. Yeah, Barbara, do you care to talk, or you want me to talk? I like to show people your scarf.
I'm unmuted.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
These are scarves that you can knit with odds and ends of yarn, and you knit them. You don't start at one end and knit to the other. You knit from side to side on very big needles. It goes quickly. It's fun to play with color. So it's another way to use up your stash of yarns.
Yes, we have lots of them. These actually look like Barbara's tapestry almost. I love the way she plays with colors. And this one, I don't know if you can see, I love the way she mixing a little bit brown in there. We have one more right now. See, I love this mixture of turquoise and brown. That's perfect. It's lovely. So I know a lot of you know Barbara as tapestry artist, but she actually does a lot of knitting as well. Let me see if I can lower this. Like you can see those hand warmers, and she makes quite a few of them. I'm actually surprised we should have them, but we didn't have any really Christmas sale last year, so that's probably why we have them. And you see how the mixes colors are mixed. Okay, this is $70 if anybody interested. And here's a red one. This 75. Okay, let's move to Helen's work or Elena's work. We call her Helen, but if you get her business cards, it says Elena. Anyway, she's a tapestry artist and she does this beautiful work. People usually come into our studio and gasp when they saw her work here. So what she does is it's a Nuno felting. So she uses this organzy fabric as a base, and she felt all this wool in a pattern of her choice. And she's also experimenting with the base fabric recently, and these two pieces came in recently, and what she did is she actually, I think it's knitted. She actually knitted one of our hand-dyed mohair boucle yarn called Bebe, B-E-B-E, as a baby in French. And she knitted that into just like plain fabric, and she felted the wool fiber on top of this. Like that. Isn't this gorgeous? Okay. But again, she does a lot of the work with the organza background. It like this one looks like the flowers floating around your neck when you wear it, because you hardly see the black background, especially if you're wearing the black dress. It's a lovely piece. Right. And the various work, that's a felted hat, is also Helen's. And so on. Okay. Let's move on to Penny's work. Penny, are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So these are three of my shawls at the top, and then the bottom piece is actually a blanket in a similar style. And maybe I think so far we're demonstrating that kind of stash is us, I guess, because when I do these shawls, I work from my stash. So the warps are all kinds of different fibers. And Yuriko, if you could just get a little closer to the fringes, it's a little easier to see some of those. Okay. Anyway, you can get the idea in the same way that Barbara is using all kinds of fibers in her scarves. I do the same when I weave my shawls in the warp. And then in all of these cases, the weft is the mohair boucle that we call Big Kid. And it's a lovely loopy yarn, and it makes such a nice soft and cozy surface without being scratchy, and it just kind of blends all of those fibers together and makes them look plush and really cozy to wear. And it's just fun for me to go through the stash and try to find various colors. And you can see there, I like to actually try to get as much color into my warps as I possibly can and still have a color that you could describe at the end. So, you know, this is a turquoise, but there is red in it, there's yellow in it, there's green in it, there's purple in it. So, you know, it's fun for me to see how much I can get in the background going on. There, you can see those fringes a bit better now, and you can see that there's all kinds of fibers that were used in the warp for that. And then the plain turquoise weft. So all of those pieces are like that. I have a number of shawls in the studio right now. And then the bottom piece, as I said, was a blanket. I haven't done blankets for a while because it kind of ties up a loom, and I can't do too much more when I've switched over from blankets. I'm doing some other things right now, but in the winter I'll probably do some more blankets again. That's the last one. So those are the mohair shawls, and mohair is really, it's one of my favorites. We have several kinds, and I'm sure we'll get to the rest, but those are the shawls.
Gonna talk about blanket, or it's pretty much the same.
Is similar, yeah, just bigger.
Look at this. Look at these colors.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's just so fun to get. You know,
it's all in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one actually, Yuriko said in the beginning, sometimes we have a twin, and Yuriko has the twin of that one at home, and it's much more of a beige.
Is this my twin? I mean, my blanket's twin?
That's your blanket's twin, that one. Yeah.
I don't have guessed. Mine looks totally different. I have all these colors.
You do?
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me switch to my laptop and maybe I can model some of them. Okay, this could be challenging. Do I get echo?
A little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not impossible, at least for
I
me.
can hear you, Penny. Oh, I muted. That's why. Hang on. Okay, that should fix it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let me show you the one shawl we just saw. So this is Penny's shawl. It's more like distance. Look at this drape. I love it.
Yeah, that's the mohair. It does that because you can set it quite wide and leave lots of space. So there's lots of room for it to drape.
Let me see if I can switch the camera so you can see it better. Okay, so this is a kind of a grayish blue. A little bit taupe as well. Oh, this has so many colors. It's just incredible. Yeah, look at that. Sorry, I can't really focus.
You can see the colors though, and it just is like, that's the fun for me, is to just dig into the stash and see what I can make work.
Let's see this beige one because we look at the turquoise one. This looks, the color looks a little washed out on the screen. I don't know how it looks on your screen, but it is more like, it's not yellow ochre. It's a lot toned down yellow ochre. It's a beige.
It's more of a sort of apricot-y beige, really, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a bit, it's more a camel-y beige, I guess is what.
That's the thing about the webcam. They tend to wash out the colors. So this will keep you warm and elegant at the same time.
You do this so well, Yuriko. I'm enjoying myself. Thank you.
Really? I didn't practice. We didn't do the rehearsal for this one. So we thought like this would be either really fabulous or it could be a disaster. So we find out at the end. Okay, so let's get some of the Rose's poncho down. What do you say?
Sure.
Go for it.
Sorry, taking a little bit longer than I thought. Oh. So she knits, like she's a funky knitter and she knits all kinds of ponchos. And this is one of them. Rose, do you have something to say?
Sure. What it is people ask me, oh, is there a pattern for that? I don't work from a pattern. I work from my brain, and that's a scarier place. And I will go ahead and I can start off doing a triangle and then connecting it and then picking up and knitting upward or downward with it. And it's just a lot of fun. That's a different weight poncho. It's got core call on the bottom with a lace pattern, and then it goes into a blue and then back up to a close in the gray at the top. So you can really just drape it over. It's fabulous at keeping your shoulders warm, and it is so comfortable to wear. Among my favorites.
I love this one. It's more like my color.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
But we are a
kind of
little
a-
worried about Rose because she's knitting lace and cable.
I know, and I'm following a pattern. It really makes me look bad.
I know. We are really worried, and she just retired. So like I thought like you thought like maybe retirement did something to her.
Oh, I know. But I'm sure it'll straighten out again when I get to visit all my friends.
I know. We miss you for sure. Okay, so here is the smaller cowl. She has lots of those ponchos, but she makes all kinds of funky knitting, and I'm picking all the blues. Maybe I pick something else next. But
Yeah, that's
look
kind
at
of fun.
this.
That's a mix of Angoras and Merinos. Yeah,
Look at this fuzzy beauty.
yep. It's Angora and Merinos. It's fabulous, and it's so cuddly to wear. Oh my gosh. You could fall asleep on against it and take a nap.
I love it. This will keep you warm in the winter.
Yes, it would.
Okay, let's pick something not blue. How about this one?
Okay. Yes. That is a cowl that is done in my favorite yarn, Mon Ami, which is I think it's a 20% cashmere and an 80% merino, and it's an Aran weight. So it just is so much fun to knit up. Slightly heavier than a worsted weight. The Aran's just one step above it, and that's about 3 skeins of yarn to do that. And it's a fabulous rib stitch that kind of merges in. It's really fun. You can wear it higher or lower depending upon what's cold. If it's around your neck, you can keep that warm, and if you've got cool shoulders, you can pull it down over.
So just in case you're interested, this yarn is available, not this color, but this type of yarn is available in our Etsy shop. And also we have lots of colors at the studio as well. And that's another thing. We do have Etsy shop, which is basically yarn shop. And the address is, I type it in the chat, it's fibreartstudio.ca. And just make sure you spell fiber in Canadian or British ways, ending with LE instead of ER. But we have completely separate inventory for our Etsy shop and studio because we don't really know what's gonna sell at the studio that day, and we don't really oversell something and disappoint people. So we have completely different colors. You may see some yarn on our Etsy shop. It's not guaranteed that we have the same yarn in the studio. And of course, like if you come to studio, look around, you see a lot of things you don't see online either. So I hope that would motivate you to visit us one day when you can. So this cowl is made of Mon Ami, and it's available at the studio and Etsy shop. Okay, so what do I do now? You know what? I just found something really cute. I shouldn't say found because I know what's there. Oh, different camera. Okay, this is a felted soap by Helen or Elena. And what it is, there's a soap inside and she filled it over it and put a little bit cute patterns in there. They're like different patterns. You could have something like this. And this makes really perfect gift. I believe they're $25 each. Yes, $25 each, and including tax. And you basically wash yourself like with whole thing. And as you wash, the cover will be filled further. So it just gets really small at the end. And you don't have to worry about the germ because there's soap inside, and soap will definitely kill the germ as well. So it's like you don't have to think of this is going to be germ city. No. So at the end, you get something like this. If you like, you could make I don't know, keychain or accessory from that too. So that's the original soap, and you shrink down to this size. So if you're looking for some small gift, that would be a great idea. All right, what do I do next? Oh, maybe I should talk about my weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me get one of my shawls. So all of us at the studio who dye yarn, we started dyeing yarn for our own work. Okay, I started, maybe I show my face, show my face. Okay, I started knitting and dyeing yarn because I wanted to bring more colors into my weaving. So I do sell a lot of yarn now, but I should weave them as well. And this is the shawl I made out of the Galaxy Collection yarn. And if you are on my Instagram, you probably seen this shawl in my feed last night. And if you're a weaver, if you like to be a shawl twin with me, you can get the Galaxy Collection yarn and weave one yourself. Okay, so this is my Galaxy yarn shawl.
So beautiful.
All right, so this is one of them, and then, oh, this shawl is for sale. It's $350, and the web is sock yarn, but I use the wool and silk mix for the weft. And just in case you're weaver, this is slightly warp with warp faced plain weave. So $350. Then I have the yarn collection called Lakeside Collection. And you can buy them as yarn as well. I should show you. Oh, you can't really show well. I show you later. So this is something I wove with Lakeside Collection. Okay, and I said we have twins sometimes. Okay, my samples are piling up. I have to dig them out. And this is the one I cut off my loom very recently from the same warp, but I use more like a brownish color for the weft. So this is the twin of that shawl. So this brown one is not finished yet, but you can probably see the difference. The same warp, different weft. I love experimenting with different weft to see the effect. I like the combination.
The weave structure.
What's the weave structure? This is my own draft, and it is a 8-shaft fancy twill. I can give you the draft if you're interested.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, this is like, I try to look like kind of the ripples on the water face. And I am very happy how it came out. Okay, so that's Lakeside Collection. And I know not all of them are weaver. You should be, but I know some people don't weave. So if you are knitter, this is my work. This one is not for sale. This is just a sample, but it is a Lakeside Collection shawl. The pattern is Fading Point Shawl by Hohi Locatelli. My sample maker, Susan, made this for me. Look how elegant this is. This would be a perfect summer shawl. Or like if you have some special occasions to go, this would be perfect. And I do have a kit for this shawl in my Etsy shop if you're interested. So that's Lakeside Collection. I show you the yarn in a minute. How are we doing? We have 20 minutes left. I want to show you one more thing of mine. And this is my work in progress, but I like designing yarn in collections. This April, I released new collection called Earth Day Collection. And it's still really new collection, so I don't have lots of examples in terms of project, but I just going to finish this one. Pattern is called Staycation Cowl by Amanda Kafka. Sorry, there's still like the end sticking out. I have to leave them in. It was a really quick project. I can style things on the camera. It's hard. But I really love the way the color mixes up. Okay, so that's my Earth Day Collection cowl. Okay, any questions about our finished work? Okay, so let me go around one more time and show, and I like to show you some of the Barbara's tapestries, and then we will come back and we'll look at our yarn as well, okay? Oh, what did I do? Am I frozen? Oh.
There you go.
Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay, so let's. Oh, my apologies. It's technical difficulty. Okay, that should be okay. So she's woven a lot of tapestries. So we only have few examples at the studio. I just show you, just enjoy. This is called Winter Afternoon. This one is Dawn's Rose. Barbara, are you still there? Who is Dawn? Which Dawn is it? Do I know him?
There, I have unmuted. Don was
yes.
a friend of ours who gave us a mason bee houses. He built them. So there are 2 bees on his rose. He unfortunately passed away,
Oh,
so it's like a memorial to him.
okay. Okay. So the next one is called Golden. And I haven't seen this before.
That's called Vancouver Takeout. It's an older tapestry. I did a series of boxes because I got fascinated with the pattern. So that is the pattern to make the typical Chinese takeout food box.
That's
So
fun.
I would draw it and then fold it up to make the box and then weave a tapestry with a pattern. There was one for Vancouver, one for Granville Island, one for the Net Loft building for our studio. Yeah, I had fun with them.
That's great. And then you have these tiny ones. We only have 2 out, but you still have lots of them, right?
Yes, it was just, I did another series that had golden hands, and in Europe, in the churches, they would put the arm bones of saints into golden hands, reliquaries. So I did some very large tapestries, and then I had fun weaving little tiny ones. That's 4 by 6. And I paired it with other things, sort of like, what would you put in a reliquary if you had it?
Hmm. Okay, and there are feathers.
You know this series. They're the 2 that are left from the original 10. And they're named for the different Sephirot, which is about Jewish mysticism, and is too much to even go into at the moment.
Okay, I have one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in my home studio. I was kind of look up and like, okay, Barbara's watching, I have to work. Okay, so those are the feathers. Let's look at the green dip bird again. Because people always come in and look at this and gasp.
That actually is not a pterodactyl. It is the seagull.
It's a seagull.
Studio one day, I found this seagull on the floor, on the ground, under the Granville Bridge. Of course, I had to pick it up and take it home and take photographs and make tapestries.
Of course.
Of course.
Definitely. For those of you who don't know, like we have lots of seagulls on the island. Quite often they make nests on the roof of our studio. And yeah, so a lot of things happen, like not all of them make it. All right, and then you have handspun yarn. Look, that all handspun by Barbara using that spinning wheel I just showed you earlier. Look at this texture.
That's fine. You can eat first. And he's yeah.
It's just customer first.
And I'm sure he's hungry.
Okay, I think somebody's unmuted yourself, and you probably don't ask to listen to your private conversation. Anyways, Barbara's handspun yarn has like lots of fans, and they tend to go really, really quickly. But luckily, we have really good selection of colors right now. And look at this. She doesn't throw away anything. And she spins in all those leftover yarns from our projects into this fabulous handspun yarn. See all these bits of yarn spun into this one. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, then let's look at our other hand-dyed yarn. Okay, Penny and Rose, what do you want to talk about?
Maybe if you wanted to go back to what you described as my yarn staging area, I could just give a sneak preview of what's coming so that people can watch the Etsy store there. This is a new one for me, and it is, I've had a camel silk 50-50 blend before in a fingering weight, and this now is a lace weight yarn. And I am just going to, I'm going to share screen for a second, Yuriko, so that you can have a better look at that. Let's see if we can get this to come up. Here we go.
You know how to pin yourself?
Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so this is the baby camel silk in the lace weight, and just so that you can see, it's gorgeous. It really is. And this is it in the undyed state. Let's see here if we can go down one here. Where are we? Here we go. Oops. And this is it. This is the first one that I was trying actually when this is my first experiment in dyeing it. And I decided that I would start with blue because I was worried about what blue was going to do on that warm camel color. But I really do like it. And I found now in working with it that it has all kinds of colors. So I started with these two. This is it now when it's skeined up. So the blue and then the purple that that goes along with it. So you can see how those are going to turn out. And I'll just stop my share now because on the back shelf, oh, where did you go? Yeah, just so
You want me to go back?
Another quick peek at the whole range of them there. Yeah.
I went back to look at the screen.
Yeah, this is what happens when we don't rehearse what we're going to do. But this is, I have 2 more colors to add to that series, and then I'll be putting them up on the Etsy shop. Probably, I would say probably early August. You can look for those to come up. So that is, I think that's going to be really nice. Looking forward to having them.
They're beautiful colors. And you know what? Like, even if you don't buy them, you should come to studio and touch them. They're just so dreamy.
They do feel really nice. It's 50-50 camel and silk, and it really, it's luxury, and it feels like it. And it really does dye pretty nicely too. So there you go.
Okay, so anything you want to show? Anything else?
Me?
Yeah.
You're talking to me. Let's just do a quick look at the slub yarn, actually. Let's just do the slub yarn. And while
What is a slub yarn?
The Slub So Soft, I think it's in the cubes. Yeah, should be down at the bottom in that.
Yep. These guys.
Yeah, do you want to, yeah, those guys. Yeah, there you go. You got a better look at that now. Yeah, this is a nice one. It is let's see, it is 90% merino, 10% nylon with the slub, and it's kind of an interesting yarn. It is in fact a fingering weight, but it actually knits up with a slightly larger needle because the slubs need a little bit of that room to really work. And I'm going to just go back into my share screen so that I can just show you an example of that. Let's see, where do I want to go here? Whoops. Here's where we want to go. There we go. And I want to show you the slub. Sorry, I wasn't sure what order we were going to go in, so I'm a little bit, yeah. So,
nobody knew.
Okay, so here we go. So here's the Slub So Soft, and these are the colors that are currently in the Etsy shop. And just so that you can have a sense here, this is Color Block Shawl by Jen Emerson, and you can really see that in a really that's just a stocking stitch, but it looks really interesting when it's knitted up with all of those slubs. And you can look at the size of shawl you can get from one skein of that. So it's a really, it's a fun knit and an easy one. So
Is that one skein?
that's one skein. Yeah.
That's huge.
Project. It is. It's huge.
I
Yeah.
want to make one.
This is Lisa. She's my test knitter, and she just knit that triangle pattern until the yarn ran out, and it's really quite a decent size in that fingering weight, because it looks like there's more to it than fingering, but it knits up really in that interesting way. And those are all the colors again that are in the Etsy shop. So there we go, and I will take you back to Eureka there. And we have this is one of the times when there's a lot more in the Etsy shop than there is in the store at this point. And also, if anyone's from the Sunshine Coast, there's some of that up at the yurts as well. I have some yarn up there right now. So does Eureka.
Yes, I have a yarn at the yachts as well. If you're going to Sunshine Coast sometime this month. Okay, Ross, can you tell us about a little bit about Pagora or Pagora?
Pagora. Pagora. That is a Pagora yarn. It's probably, would you classify this as a DK? It's a lighter weight yarn. And what it is one of the gals I know in Monroe, Washington, she is a retired veterinarian and raises pygmy and Angora goats. And she did this so that she would have plenty of knitting and spinning fiber when she retired. Well, the animals have been quite productive, and she's ended up selling a quantity of the yarn. And so we use it to knit up different things. So it's 50% Pagora, which is the pygmy goat, and Angora, like a mohair. And then the other part of it is merino. It's a lot of fun. She has sent pictures, and they're cute little goats. They aren't much bigger than a medium-sized dog. She said they started off with a couple and then got into a bit of a breeding program and now have a few more than they expected, but they're enjoying having them.
Okay, so these ones you see here are all on Etsy shop right now. And we have other colors at the studio as well. So check that out. And I don't think we have lots of time left, 2 more minutes. So let me go back to the shop area for a minute. And I just finished this presentation, just showing you my yarn shelf in the shop area. So this is top row is my Lakeside Collection. As I show you my shawl, like knitted shawl and woven shawl before. And most of the second row here are all Galaxy Collection. And these collection yarns are all available on Etsy and our studio, although I do sell out some of the yarns sometimes. And if you have chance to come to our studio, we have lots more yarn. And some of, I forgot to talk about the cotton yarn. If you're a weaver, I do have some 8-2 cotton yarn from Maurice Bursard in stock if you like to stock up your stash for 8-2 cotton. My fabulous assistant, Rebecca, made these samplers for me. So if you kind of want to say, if you're starting out or you just want a collection of colors without investing into the whole cone, you can get some of the color packs as well. So I think our time is pretty much up, but if you come to our studio, we have lots of other yarns available as well. And we also have well, Penny dyed a whole bunch of roving, so we have them in a small quantity bag. And we also have kits, like Rose has this kit. Sorry, you can't see very well. And my very popular Granville Island shawl kit as well. So I hope you have chance to drop by some point this summer if you're local, and if you're not, maybe go and check out our studio, our Etsy shop as well. All right, Penny Rose, say something to finish.
Thank you very much, Yuriko, for being our face in the studio. You were awesome. You're a great model.
Yes, you did
Thank
a
you to
fabulous
everybody.
job.
Yeah.
Fabulous. And I want to thank those who attended as well.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. I really hope to see you soon. And if you're interested in our yarn, please go to our Etsy shop. That's www.fibreartstudio.ca. Make sure you spell fiber in Canadian or British way, ending with R-E, not E-R, because that's the complaint I get the most. Okay, nice to see you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of show. There's fabulous vendors and teachers at Knit City, and there's lots to see. Okay, and I have to see you next time. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.